Hey guys, so I decided to do this video from a little bit of a different environment today. We're in my walk-in closet, which I really like, it's like one of those closets from IKEA. I'll like show you a little bit here where you get all the stuff, and I don't know, I mean there's that, and then on the other side of the wall. And I remember the first time going into IKEA just being so excited about like getting a walk-in closet like that, like they have, on display over here, as you can kind of see, are like vision boards that I've got. I've got like 5 of them, so I can see them every morning when I'm waking up, and I've got like the right habits, the right frame of mind. I'm focused on what I want as I'm getting ready, all of that good stuff. And I was just doing some reflecting on like what brought me here in the first place to have a place that I like getting ready, and, a closet that I, would be excited to show somebody if they were in my house or like whatever. I don't know. I mean, just all throughout my 20s, I lived in like 1-bedroom apartments and just ate shit, for like a while. And I wanted to just share a little bit more about like my story and just what I've been through, because some of you guys might know me and some of you guys might not. So I started, just kind of being an entrepreneur essentially when I was like 21 years old. And I really worked my ass off in my 20s. And stuff like this makes me think of Gary Vaynerchuk, and, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch him. But he really talks a lot about like eating shit in your 20s. Just like completely head down, totally focused, go to work. During that time frame, set yourself up for your 30s. And I feel like I've really done that. I can probably count on one hand the amount of Saturdays that I took off during my 20s, and worth it. Because, what's really funny is I don't really remember, things that I missed. I mean, obviously I missed them, but I don't like remember like any specific time at all where there was like a party and I couldn't go. It happened for sure, but I don't remember any one event where it was like, man, that was just heartbreaking that I missed that party or that Halloween night or that, whatever it was. Like, I was just focused on what I was doing, so I was missing out on stuff, but like that's not the stuff that you remember. It's the stuff that you create that you remember, So if I could go back and do it all over again, I would do it the exact same way, no question, because I'm just such a firm believer that it's so important that you set yourself up for the future. But what happens is when we're in this like decade, right, of our lives, and this advice could be for anybody who's starting out in anything, but we get so focused on like these checkpoints, like every couple of years or months, even with a lot of people, we're like, but I'm not where I want to be. But wait a minute, I've been working so hard at this, but is this really right? And we question like our path, knowing though when we started out that realistically, in order for your dream to come to fruition, it's going to take like 10 years. Like if I like went back in time and whenever you're starting out on right now, and I was like, hey, your dream, like your absolute dream, how long is it going to take? Could it potentially take 10 years? Yes, no. I guarantee you, you would have probably said, yeah, that's very possible. And yet 6 months in, 1 year in, 2 years in, 3 years in, 5 years in, we're like, oh my gosh, but it's been so long. Right? It's really important to like focus on not on time and not how long you've been doing something, but instead be focused on like the end goal and like not lifting your head up until you're at the certain point, not time wise, but results wise. That's so important. And I think that that's how I've gotten to where I've gotten in the first place, which obviously I've got so much more to go, no question. But why I was able to really put my head down and work hard for 10 years is because I didn't lift it up and constantly re-ask myself if, like, based on the timeline that I was at, if I was in the right position to continue to keep going. Like, I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I know what I want to accomplish. So I'm not re-asking myself that question every couple of months. Like, wherever I'm at, that is what it is. Wherever I was at any one given point, it is what it is. It had nothing to do with like whether I was 100% balls to the wall motivated that day or not. I was, period, because of where I wanted to go. So I just think that that's really important to keep in mind, because so many of us, we constantly self-assess and like we wonder whether we're doing is the right thing because based on XYZ results, that takes time. That takes time. Like, put your head down, go to work, create a life for yourself if that's what you want to create, and don't question that in 8 months from now, because that's a really short amount of time. In 2 years from now, that's a really short amount of time. So I just wanted to really pass along that message because I feel like not having that mindset really helped me get to where I was today. So everybody have an awesome night. Happy Halloween to everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.